Just bring us in a hard closure at this location. Just
Travis Garrow, Garrow.
And you're with CHP. And Travis, can you tell us what you know happened tonight?
So shortly before 10:30, or shortly after 10:30 this evening, one of our units was on State Route 94 around the College Avenue area. He had initially ran a traffic brake on the westbound side to remove some debris out of the roadway. After doing that, he then turned around and started heading eastbound on 94. While he was doing that, he observed in the rear view of the patrol vehicle, a vehicle coming up at the patrol vehicle at a high rate of speed, what he thought was bouncing off the center divide, possibly crashing into the center divide. He was able to get all of the traffic slowed down again in an attempt to try to contact the driver of that vehicle. It had collision damage. As he was able to get all the traffic slowed down, he exited his patrol vehicle to try to direct the vehicle, from my understanding, over to the right shoulder. The vehicle initially came to a stop and then rapidly accelerated directly towards his location. He took evasive action on the right shoulder by trying to run around the back of the patrol vehicle. As he did that, the vehicle that he was trying to get stopped actually hit our officer and then hit the patrol vehicle and then continued eastbound. Fortunately, our officer was able to put out that radio traffic that the vehicle had just struck him, description of the vehicle and the location it was heading. We had another unit in the area who was able to spot the vehicle and eventually get it stopped about a mile or so later down the 94.
Is there any indication that this driver intentionally tried to hit the officer, or we just don't know that yet?
It's just so early in the investigation. I don't know those answers as of yet. We're obviously still completing our investigation, doing the interviews and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll get to the bottom of that at some point, but right now it's just too early. So following the impact with the officer in the patrol vehicle, that vehicle that struck the patrol car, which was a Nissan Altima, we believe, continued eastbound on the 94, fleeing from the scene. Fortunately, our officer was able to put out the radio traffic that he had been hit and that the vehicle was continuing in an eastbound direction. And luckily we had a patrol vehicle in the immediate area, was able to eventually make a traffic stop on that Altima.
Was there anyone else involved in this?
As far as any other vehicles involved with what hit our patrol vehicle, no, just the Nissan Altima and the solo occupant of that vehicle.
Did you mention, or maybe you were talking about another scene where a girlfriend was arrested for DUI?
Right, so once we were able to get that Nissan Altima stopped, we did contact the driver. He was evaluated. He has been placed under arrest for DUI. Subsequently, we believe it may have been his girlfriend had also stopped at the scene where we stopped the Nissan. She was also evaluated and contacted and placed under arrest for DUI. Not directly involved with the original collision with our officer. However, we believe that there is some connection between the two of them.
So there's a connection between the two, but one didn't actually cause the other to go off and hit your officer or any of that?
No.
She wasn't involved in that?
No.
So what's the man who was involved in the accident, what's he been charged with?
Right now he's been charged with hit and run and DUI, causing injury. So he's looking at a couple felony charges. Obviously this is very early in the investigation. If more charges are apparent at a later time, we will charge those as well.
Was there a fair yield on this because he kept driving even if it was only 13 miles an hour?
Yeah, well, so he didn't stop immediately, which you're required to do. From my understanding, it was a short distance. It was from College Avenue to the Lemon Grove Avenue off ramp, where we finally were able to get the vehicle to come to a stop. Now, I don't know if the vehicle came to a stop because of mechanical failures or if he decided to stop on his own at this time. It's just too early in the investigation.
And he was driving with the hood up. He probably couldn't see where he was going.
Correct, but from my understanding is that vehicle did have prior collision damage as he was approaching our officer in the first place. So that's yet to be determined whether there was a prior collision further back on the 94 or at another location. So if anyone saw anything prior to that with that vehicle being involved in that, please contact us, let us know so we can do some follow-up on that.
Travis, just so we have a clear understanding now, the officer had the traffic stop and he was outside of his vehicle and he was moving toward the center of the road to remove debris. He sees this car coming at him. How fast?
So I don't know that answer either. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to talk with our officer about that. I do know he had gotten out of the patrol vehicle with his attempt was to enter the traffic lanes and remove the debris for the motorist. As he exited the vehicle, he noticed that the Nissan was coming towards his patrol vehicle or towards him. He feared it wasn't going to stop. So then he diverted his attention to try to get back to the shoulder by going around the back part of the patrol vehicle. As he did that, I believe he jumped over the back deck portion of the rear of the patrol vehicle where he was struck and the patrol vehicle was struck.
So he never made it out to the road. He got the traffic stop and was about to go out to the road and saw the car coming at him.
From my understanding, yes.
Okay. What do we know about the officer? How's he doing? What was the extent of his injury?
From what I haven't been able to go to the hospital yet. I'm going to do that once we clear the scene here. But from what I understand, he has, I'd say, moderate injuries. We hope he's going to make a full recovery, of course, but he's being evaluated at a local hospital.
And are we identifying the officer yet?
No, not at this time. We're obviously going to notify his family, make sure he's doing okay, and keep him in our thoughts and prayers as the evening moves forward.
That officer wasn't doing anything out of the ordinary in his duties, right?
No, what he was trying to do was remove a hazard for the motorists so they can continue on the freeway safely without hitting or striking the debris.
Well, no doubt there's some sensitivity toward this situation based on what happened in South Riverside last night. Maybe you could speak to that from an emotional standpoint this evening after this officer's been sideswiped. Is there anything to?
Sure. Well, I mean, as you know, this is never a phone call any of us want to hear or a radio call we want to hear. We know when we go to work every day, this is inherently a dangerous job. Our goal out here is to provide the best level of service we can to the motorists of California. And yeah, it can be dangerous. It could even cost us our lives sometimes. But we know that every day when we go to work, and we're willing to put that on the line to try to keep people safe out here in our communities.
I think I usually hear people say, yield one lane over or something like that. Can you maybe talk about what the public can do to...
So a lot of times people are kind of don't know what's going on when we're running traffic breaks out there, when we're going back and forth from one side of the freeway to the other with our rear emergency lights on or all of our code 3 lights on. But what we're doing is we're trying to slow all the traffic down so we can safely get out there and remove these hazards. Obviously we want people to keep a safe distance behind us, 300 to 500 feet at least. Give us that distance so we can, if we have to stop traffic, be able to remove those hazards for you. Sometimes we'll get there and the hazard won't be there any longer, and we'll quickly accelerate, get traffic back up and flowing. But especially when it's dark out here at night, we do want that opportunity to slow everyone down, slow everything down, be just a little bit patient for us. We're out there trying to do that to keep everyone safe.
This officer went to Grossmont Hospital.
From what I understand, that's where he's at, Grossmont.
Is this the El Cajon office?
It's out of the El Cajon office, yes.